from Sanchez Studios in Miami, this is Disney Jeopardy! Now presenting today's contestants. He is an islander who loves island life. Man, is it good or what? Please say hello to the coolest lion around, Bud. Rabbit or gyroid, you decide, because she's a mixture of both. Now she's gonna compete with her mouth open. Say hello to Coco, and our returning champion. He knows a lot about basketball, but this duck is all about the Bills. Say hi again to Bill, whose one-day cash winnings total $5,883. Now, here is the host of Disney Jeopardy, Astrobot.
Hi! Welcome! Thank you for being with us today. Thank you, Miguel, and welcome to episode 5 of Disney Jeopardy, the game show that tests your knowledge of how smart your Disney brain is. Let's see how well you are, because episode 5 is going to be a big one. Whew, this is going to be cool. I'm so excited to share it with you. Now, if you're ready, let's get it started.
In our previous game, Bill overmanaged the outcomes by turning his negative score into a positive score by becoming the only contestant to respond with a correct response in Final Jeopardy, and so therefore he took down our previous champion Aurora, and now Bill is the new Disney Jeopardy champion. Today he's up against two new challengers, Coco and Bud, who are trying to take him out of the champion's throne. Let's see how it turns out to be. But first, a refresher of the rules. 5 categories on the board, each with 5 clues, ranging from $200 to $1,000. At the end of the 25 clues, there will be a Final Jeopardy round. All 200 clues will be given first, then $400, $600, $800, and $1,000. That's right. And remember, as always, all correct responses will earn you money. So get a response correct, and you will earn that money. But be careful, incorrect responses will cost you money. So if you get a response wrong, you lose that money amount from the board. As always, the contestant with the most amount of cash at the end of the game will be today's Disney Jeopardy champion, and we'll play again in the next game.
This is going to be so exciting. I can't wait to see what's going to happen next. I am ready for what's going to happen in the future. So if you're ready for it, then let's get into it. I present to you your categories for episode 5 of Disney Jeopardy. They are, first up, villains. You know who they are. Followed by, I'm on a boat or raft ride. We would soon know. I don't. Yeah, that is the theme park category. So, but who knows? That's followed by MIC. That stands for Mick. As in Mick, the mean microphones. We'll show you a screenshot or image of a microphone. You have to identify what movie it comes from. That's followed by KEY. That's right. That spells key, as in Disney keys. You have to identify the Disney key. And finally, here it is. Here, you know what it is. MOUSE. And that stands for mouse. That's right, as in mice of the Walt Disney Company. So remember that. Here's the board. Let's take a good look at it. And now, without further delay, let's get started. We're going to start with villains for 200. The first, the original, the fairest of them all. Oh, so she thought. Bud, who is the evil queen? That's right. You now have $200 to get the game started. Good job, Bud. You're on the board. Now here's I am on a boat or a raft ride for the very first time. This is worth 200. Before going to Disneyland, the 1964 New York World's Fair was the first home to this boat ride that was sponsored by Pepsi. It has now been experienced by over 250 million people. Coco, what is It's a Small World? Exactly, Coco. You now have $200, and you're now on the board. And now here's Mick for the very first time for 200. This microphone see here can be seen in this Disney film. Bill, what is Aladdin? Correct again, Bill. Everyone now has $200 on the board, as we're down to the final 2 clues of the $200 round. Take a look. That's the correct response. Aladdin is what we're looking for here, as the genie holds up the microphone as part of a friend like me. So there you go. Anyways, enough talk. Let's go to Key for the very first time. This one is worth 200. This attraction features a group of cellmates begging for a dog for a set of keys. Coco, what is the Jungle Cruise? Sorry, no. Anybody else? What is the Haunted Mansion? Also incorrect, I'm afraid. Your chance at this, Bill. Bill, what is Pirates of the Caribbean? Yep, that's what we're looking for, so you now have $400 to double your score, as we come to the final clue of the $200 round. Here is the final clue. This one is a mouse for 200. If Mickey likes it, then he better put a ring on it. This is his longtime girlfriend of over 80 years. Bill,
Who is Daisy? Daisy is a duck, I'm afraid, so therefore your answer is incorrect. Sorry about that. Anybody else? Coco. Who is Minnie? Minnie Mouse is correct! So you now have $200 to end the round, and look at those scores. We're heading into the $400 round. That's the way we play. We're just getting started right here. The $200 round is complete. This is a lot of fun. Anyways, let's check out the scores. As you can see, Bill, our reigning champion, and Coco are tied for first place. They both had $200 each, so heading into the $400 round, while Bud is in third place. He has yet to come up on the board. He has no money at the moment, but anything can change as we enter the $400 round. Off we go to the $400 round, and it starts with villains for $400. You're joking, I can't believe my eyes, is probably what this film's famous villain says after losing another casino game. Bud, who is Dr. Facilier. That was a good guess, Bud, but that's incorrect, I'm afraid. Anybody else? Bill, who is Bowler Hat Guy? Not the villain we're looking for, Bill, so you're now in the hole. Your chance is Coco. Coco, who is Oogie Boogie? Oogie Boogie is correct from Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas, so you now have $600 to get the round started. We go back now to I'm on a Boat or Raft Ride for the second time. This one's worth $400. Here is the clue. Josh Gad recently lived out his dream of becoming a skipper here. Bill, what is the Haunted Mansion? No, that's not it, I'm afraid. Anybody else? Coco, what is the Jungle Cruise? You are correct again, Coco. You now have $1,000 on the board. Back to Mick we go for $400. The microphone see here can be seen in this Disney and Pixar film. Can you guess what it is? Bill, what is Finding Nemo? Sorry, but that's the wrong film. Tough love for you, Bill. Anybody else? Bud, what is Monsters Incorporated? Yes, Bud, you are correct. You're back and you're starting from scratch again as you are now out of the hole for the time being. And there's the correct response. We see Monsters Incorporated at the bottom. Mike Buzowski is holding the microphone, so therefore, Monsters Inc. is the correct response. With that, we move on to Key, once again, for $400. You'll have to grab one of these if you plan on visiting Disneyland frequently. It's the name of their annual pass program. Coco, what is the Wonderful Key? Sorry, Coco, but that's incorrect. Tough luck for you. Anybody else? Bill, what is the Fantastic Key? Still not the key we're looking for, Bill. So you dig deeper into the hole. Your chance at this, Bud. Bud, what is the Magic Key? Yes, you got it, Bud. You're back on the board with $400 as we're down to the final clue of the $400 round. Let's go back to Mouse. This time, it is for $400. Here's the clue. With a Brooklyn accent and strong personality, this sidekick served as a guardian and mentor to a certain flying elephant. Coco, who is Patrick X Mouse? That is not the mouse we're looking for, Coco, so you're back down to $200. Anybody else? Bud, who is Kenneth Z Mouse? Also incorrect, Bill. I'm sorry, Bud, but you're also incorrect. So you start from scratch again. Your chance at this, Bill. Bill, who is Timothy Q Mouse? That is the right mouse we're looking for. Yes, Timothy Q Mouse is correct, and he is the mentor and sidekick to Dumbo. So you now have negative $1,000 to close out the $400 round as we head towards the $600 round. Do many people believe at this? Well, only time will tell, but besides, the point, I can't even imagine it. Anyways, let's see what the scores look like as we head into the $600 round. As you already know, Coco is now the leader. She now has $200 entering the $600 rounds. Bud has yet to come on the board, so he is in second place. He has no money at the moment. And in third place, our reigning champion, Bill, has negative $1,000. He needs to make a comeback and if he wants to remain the Disney Jeopardy champion, and we're going to change that in the $600 round. Now it's time to kick off the $600 round, and it begins with villains for $600. Here's the clue. As part of her attempt to marry Prince Eric, Ursula disguises herself as a young woman named Bud, who is Vanessa. Vanessa is correct. So you're back on the board with $600, and you're back in the lead for the moment. Here comes I'm on a Boat or Raft Ride once again. This time for $600. You better stretch before riding Davy Crockett's Explore Canoes as you paddle your way around this island at Disneyland. Bill, what is Tom Sawyer Island? Precisely, Bill. You're now at negative $400, and you might be out of the hole when you get the next question correct. Here's Mick again for $800, or should I say $600 to me, is that? Anyways, Mick for $600. Anyways, here's the clue. The microphones seen here can be seen in this Disney film. Bud, what is Big Hero 6? No, I'm sorry, that's not it. So you're starting from scratch again. Anybody else? Coco, what is Moana? Wrong as well. I'm sorry, Coco. Your chance at this, Bill. Bill, what is Zootopia? Yes, Bill, you are correct. Bill, Zootopia is the correct response, and you've now taken the lead back. You're now at $200, and you're now back in the lead. And here's the correct response. What is Zootopia? That's correct. As you see, we see Judy Hopps in a bunch of microphones. So yeah, that's something. So therefore, your correct response is what is Zootopia? So there you go. We move on now to Key for 600. Oh, we got a screenshot here. Can you name this film?
Bud, what is Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas?
Oof, good guess, Bud, but that's incorrect. I'm afraid. Anybody else?
Bill, what is a Goofy movie?
Yes, that's it. You got it. A Goofy movie is correct. So you now have $800 with only one clue left in the $600 round. Here's Mouse one more time, this time for 600. These two are close with Cinderella, or should I say Cinderella?
Coco, who are Jack and Gus?
Jack and Gus are correct. So you now have $200 to round out the round, and you're now in second place as we come to the end of the $600 round. We're getting dark out there, but we gotta try. Things are about to go easier said than done. So let's see how well you did. Here are the scores going into the $800 round. So heading into the $800 round, Bill has a big lead. He has $800. Exactly $800 going into the $800 round. While Coco is in second place. She has $200, and Bud is in last place. He is in third place with negative $600. However, anything can change in the $800 round, which starts right now.
Let's keep this game going with villains, this time for 800. Be mine, or you will burn is a lyric sung by one of the darkest villains in Disney history. Coco, who is Scar? Ouch, sorry Coco, but that's incorrect, my bad. Anybody else? Bud, who is Ursula? Not the villain we're looking for, so sorry about that, Bud. Your chance at this, Bill. Bill, who is Frollo? From the Hunchback of Notre Dame, Frollo is correct! You double your score to 1,600, and you're in the lead at the moment. Now we go to I'm on a Boat Ride, I'm on a Boat or Raft Ride for 800
for the second to final time.
Again, it is for 800. Here's the clue.
Before being renamed to Living with the Land, Epcot's educational boat ride found in the Land Pavilion went by this name.
Bud, what is Read the Land? That was a good guess, Bud, but not the one we're looking for, so sorry about that, Bud.
Anybody else?
Bill, what is Watch the Land? Also incorrect, Bill. Your chance is Coco. Coco, what is Listen to the Land? Listen to the Land is correct. That's how you play the game, Coco. You're out of the minus side, and you're back on the plus side for now. We go back now to Mick for 800.
The microphone seen here can be seen in this Disney and Pixar film. Can you guess what this is?
Bill, what is Cars?
Yes, Bill, you are
correct. So you double your score back to 1,600, and there's only 2 clues left before we head into the $1,000 round. And here's the correct response. Cars is what we're looking for. Lightning McQueen is in the middle of the car road with some microphones.
So, yes, therefore your correct answer is Cars, so good enough.
Now here's Key again, this time for 800.
Want to explore the legendary cast tunnels under the Magic Kingdom? Sign up for this tour that brings you into the Utilidors.
Coco, what is Keys to the Kingdom? Disney's Keys to the Kingdom tour is correct, so you now have $1,000.
That's right, you now have $1,000
even as we're down to the final clue of the $800 round. Here's Mouse for one final time. This is for 800.
He's also known as the Great Mouse Detective.
Coco, who is Basil of Fireplace? Basil is the mouse we're looking for, but he does not come from Fireplace. So therefore, your answer is incorrect. I'm sorry, Coco. Anybody else? Bud, who is Basil of Baker Street? Basil of Baker Street is correct. So now you have negative 1,400 to end the $800 round
as we get closer to the $1,000 round.
A big change in the standings so far, but who is it
going to be? We are about to find out. Let's take a look at the scores.
So entering the $1,000 round, Bill
is our reigning champion. He is in the lead with $1,600. Yeah, $1,600. Coco in second place. She has $200. And in third place, Bud has minus $1,400. But anything can happen as we enter the $1,000 round.
Alright, here goes nothing. It is time for the $1,000 round.
You know what to do. Hit it!
Yep, that's right. It is the $1,000 round.
The next 5 clues are about to get tougher and harder than it used to be. So get ready, guys. It's about to go wild.
Alright, enough of this. Let's get into it! The $1,000 round starts now. We begin with villains for 1,000. First scene in Fantasia. This haunting winged character summons his minions atop Bald Mountain. Bud, who is Black Goblin? Sorry, Bud, but that's incorrect. My bad. Anybody else?
Bill, Who is Chernobog? That's it. Chernobog is right. So you got $2,600 at the moment, with four clues left before Final Jeopardy. Now here's I'm on a boat or raft ride for the final time for 1,000. Head to the other side of the world to take on roaring rapids, home to big drops, rushing waters, and this gigantic animatronic. Coco, who is Firestorm? That's not the animatronic we're looking for, so sorry about that, Coco. Anybody else? Bud, who is Darcy? No, sorry, Bud. Your chance at this, Bill. Bill, who is Karak? That's much better. That's the animatronic we're looking for, so you're now at $3,600 at the moment. For the final time, here's MIC, Mick, for 1,000. Can you identify this film, where this microphone is taken from? Bill, what is Chicken Little? You are correct again, so you now have $4,600 at the moment, as we're down to the final 2 clues before Final Jeopardy. And in case you missed it, here's the correct response. Chicken Little, the being surrounded by a bunch of microphones. So there you have it. That closes out the category of MIC, as in Mike. Now we move on to KEY. That's key for 1,000 for one final time. Here's the clue. Disney's world-class customer service begins with teaching their cast members about the 5 keys. Can you name them? Bud, what are bravery, magic, wonder, experience, and power? They're not the 5 keys we're looking for, so you're wrong, Bud. Anybody else? Coco, what are love, kindness, emotion, courage, and divinity? Also the wrong set of keys for you, Coco, so minus 1,000 for you. Hey, your chance at this, Bill. Bill, what are safety, show, efficiency, courtesy, and inclusion? Yes, those are the 5 keys we're looking for, so therefore you are correct. You now have $5,600 at the moment with 1 clue left. And finally, we close out the game with MOUSC for Mouse for 1,000. Who is this guy on the left, of course? Coco, who is Morgan? Sorry, but that's incorrect, I'm afraid. Anybody else? Bud, who is Michael? Also incorrect, Bud. Your chance at this, Bill. Bill, who is Mortimer? Mortimer Mouse is correct, and with that, you now have $6,600 going straight into Final Jeopardy. What a finish!
That is how the game is played, my friends. But we're not done just yet. We gotta get into Final Jeopardy. Before we get into that, though, let's take a look at the scores.
So as you can see, Bill has a huge lead. He has $6,600 going into Final Jeopardy. Coco and Bud cannot. They have negative scores, so they cannot participate in Final Jeopardy. However, these two must participate. So therefore, we gotta do something as always. And there you go, my friends. All the scores are positive again. Coco and Bud's scores are now positive again. So the new totals are Bill with 7,600, Coco with 4,200, and Bud with 6,400. And with all that, we're all set to go. It all comes down to this: Final Jeopardy. This will determine who will become today's Disney Jeopardy champion. The Final Jeopardy category for today is Frozen 2. So if you think your knowledge of Frozen 2, well, get ready, because you're going to need it in a cold manner. Ooh, it's going to be cold. Anyways, please make your wagers now. And time is up. All right, this should be a pretty good one. But before we reveal the clue, I got some good news for you. The category of Frozen 2, and all the categories, all the Final Jeopardy categories we're going for, will be carried over to our next episode. That's right, it's official. Whichever Final Jeopardy category that shows up will appear in our next episode. So be prepared for it. So one clue today, and 5 more in our next episode. So be prepared for it, my friends. Anyways, with that being said, let's get into the clue. Here is the Final Jeopardy clue. This one is Frozen 2. As for the game, here is the clue. After Olaf's impressive performance in charades, Elsa attempts to get Anna to get some word with some lackluster mannerisms, and ultimately the sisters end up losing to the boys. The word Elsa had was, well, I don't know what it is. You want to tell me what it is. You have 30 seconds. Good luck. Alright, players, your time is up. That's the way you play. So, nothing else to worry about here. But yes, time flies when you're having fun. So, yeah, that's all I gotta say. Anyways, let's see how you did in Frozen 2. We start with Coco. She had 4,200 going into Final Jeopardy. What did she put as her response? One is fire, and that unfortunately is incorrect. I'm sorry about that. How much did you lose? $2,809. So that's good enough. Let's subtract that for your total. So with that incorrect response, Coco, you finished the game with $1,391. That's too bad. Let's see how Bud does. Did he get the correct response? Let's find out. We come next to Bud, who has $6,400 going to Final Jeopardy. What did he put down his response? He also put down fire as well, so unfortunately, it's going to cost him big. How much? $1,727. So that's good. Let's deduct that from your total. So with that incorrect response, you finished with $4,673. Bud, you are not looking good. But let's see how Bill does. He cannot be caught. Let's see his response. He has $7,600. Let's see how he does. Bill has $7,600 going into Final Jeopardy. He better not put down fire. Did he think of fire? No, he put down ice, and of course, that is correct. So ice is the word Elsa has been looking for in Frozen 2. And forcing the sisters to lose to both Kristoff and Olaf. So therefore, Bill, your response is correct, and you're going to remain the Disney Jeopardy champion. You're going to add how much to your total? You're going to add $2,941. Cha-ching! That's been payday for you. Let's add that to your total. So with that correct response, Bill finishes with the game with $10,541, and that's good enough to make him remain the Disney Jeopardy champion. Congratulations! So with that in mind, Bill becomes today's Disney Jeopardy champion again, and now he is a 2-day Disney Jeopardy champion. His total is now $16,424, and he'll be back next time in episode 6 to compete against 2 new challengers next time. And with that, we wrap up this episode of Disney Jeopardy for today. Thank you for watching. The next time we see you, Frozen 2 will be carried over to our next episode, episode 6, where Bill will be defending his title for the second time. So make sure you tune into that. If you like what you saw, please leave a like. It helps the channel a lot. And consider subscribing to our channel so you don't miss a new episode as we're on the road to 5,600 subscribers. Thank you so much for watching. For being on such as I'm Astro Boss signing out for Disney Jeopardy. Like and subscribe. We'll see you in another video. Laters!